Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I thought I would just continue with my KonMari method, and I am going to be tackling my household equipment. Marie Kondo says that for this category her suggestions are stationery, writing materials and sewing kits and things like that. So I am a person that absolutely loves stationery. When I would go back to school, then I always really loved buying new pens and pencils and pencil cases and that kind of stuff, and that has just continued as an adult. So I have way too much in the way of stationery, and that's something that I'm really going to have to try and cut back on. When I did the paper category, I did get rid of quite a few notebooks, but I know that I still have more than I really need. I'm still debating with myself about whether to keep them and use them up or whether to let more of them go. So I will see whether I go through them again today or not. I have noticed in the background behind me I have a mini disc, and in my last video I went through my electrical items and decided to get rid of my mini disc player. So I need to hunt down all the mini discs that went with that and get rid of those as well. So today I'm going to be doing stationery, writing materials, my sewing stuff, things like greeting cards, wrapping paper, gift tags, ribbons, anything that you would use to wrap a present, and then things like envelopes, just general stationery stuff, and possibly go through my notebooks again. I think there'll probably be quite a lot of stuff that I will hang on to, just because I will find it useful to have around just now, but perhaps I will need to let it go once it gets beyond the season that I'm using it for. With me moving to Australia, then this isn't the kind of thing that I will be wanting to take with me, because it's just not valuable enough to want to take. I mean, a certain amount of stuff, yes, but not huge amounts. So things like wrapping paper, you know, it's just not worth taking with you. So yes, I need to hang on to some just now, because I need to wrap Christmas presents when it gets to Christmas. But next Christmas I will not be here, I'll be in Australia, hopefully. So once it gets beyond Christmas, then I might just see if I have a decent amount left, then I'll probably try and find somebody to pass that on to, if it's still paper that's in good condition. So I think just now I will maybe start by going through my pens and pencils. I'm not going to do things like my art supplies today, because I have absolutely tons of them and it would just need to be a whole separate category in itself. So I'm just going to do basic stationery. So let's get into it. So on my desk here you can see that I have these two containers for pens and pencils, and I've already been through a lot this year and got rid of some, and I think I've fallen into the trap of hanging on to things just because they still work. And really, I don't need this many pens or this many pencils. I will just show you over here. You can see my lovely messy study. This is where I store a lot of my art supplies, and this is why I can't sort through these at the same time as the rest of my stationery, because it's just absolutely overflowing. This is all like watercolour stuff, and I think I use that for oil painting. More painting supplies in here. This is all like pens and stuff. and then this is all like pencils, and then the bottom drawer I think has got paints in it. So in here I have various pencil cases as well, which I might just take out and see if I've got any kind of generic pencils in these. So I've got that one and this one. These are sketching pencils, but I might just take these out as well. And then this is just a normal set of sketching pencils. And I think I'll just leave everything else to be sorted through another time. So, if I put all this stuff together, then this is what I'm going to try and go through just now. If I'm drawing, then these are the pencils that I would normally use, because these are my more expensive ones. So really I don't tend to reach for these ones very often. So I think I need to cut these back quite a lot and just keep a very small amount of them. From these, I think I just need to sort out which ones are really my favourites, the ones that I use the most, and get rid of everything else. And then I'll see what's in here. It's just been a couple of minutes since I last filmed, and I remembered I actually had this pencil case in my work bag, so I went and emptied that out as well. These are all artists' pens and some colour erase pencils that I use a lot, so I separated them out, made sure all the pens still work, because I will be keeping all of these. And these are all the ones from the pencil case that I've still got to go through, and then all of these. So I am just going to sort through all of that stuff just now, and then I'll get back to you. Or maybe I won't just get back to you in a second, because I forgot about this, which is my drawer where I keep stationery, and it has pens in it as well. So I also need to add these. I've got highlighters, there's Sharpie, and another pack of Sharpies. These pens, some colouring pencils, and a pack of these. And then I've just got some whiteboard markers. And now, some leads for pencils. Okay, now I think I have everything. Right, we can sort through. Okay, I have finished sorting through everything now, and I will just show you up here. This is what I'm keeping. So I've got a lot of artists' pens and some of my colour erase pencils. I actually got a box each of the red and blue ones, so there's a lot more of these. I think there was maybe like 12 in a box. So I've got those. Just one permanent marker, a whiteboard marker, and then there's some more whiteboard markers up there. I cut my pencils down a lot, so here I've just got a couple of pencils that I got from Schoolism Live events, and then I kept a B, a 2B and a 4B, plus some mechanical pencils. In here I just kept a pair of scissors, and then the pens that I tend to use the most, with one gold one. One ruler, I had 3, so I just kept the one. A compass, just some wee sticky notes. My Tipex, which still works. a pussy eraser, which I use when I'm drawing, and some leads, which are for the mechanical pencils, a set of highlighters. This is just more pens, just the same as what's in here. One set of coloured pens. These, like I said, they're my kind of sketching pencils. And then I've got some Sharpies there. So that's what I'm keeping. And then what I'm getting rid of. So these are all just some colouring pencils. I'd already looked a lot of these out to get rid of, so I just thought I'd show you them at the same time. I've got a lot of better pencils now, so I just thought I could get rid of all of these. Some erasers, because again I have better ones, a couple of rulers, just a whole bunch of pencils, just because I kept a few and that good set that I have, so I thought I don't need to hang on to all of these ones as well. And then all of these pens, I checked that they all still work, and they do. So I might just take them into work and see if people want to use them for like their crafts and that kind of thing. And then this set of sketch pencils, which again is just a kind of cheap set, so I might take that to work as well. So that's all of that. And there were some pencils and pens which well, pens really, that just didn't work very well, so I just got rid of some of them. So I will sort this out now, and then we will move on to the next thing. I think what I'll maybe do now is to just sort through the rest of my stationery drawer and see if there's anything that I can get rid of. I have already been through this year, so I'm not anticipating that there's going to be a lot that I can get rid of, but I will just take it all out anyway and sort through it and see what happens. I'll just show you the drawer is entirely empty, and I've sorted through what was in it, and this is what I decided to get rid of. I don't really feel like I need to keep stars, so I'm getting rid of them. I've got better sharpeners, so I'm getting rid of that. I can't remember the last time that I needed to use this little adapter, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. This kind of sticky tape I just don't feel works very well, and I've just got a full roll somewhere of better tape, so I'm going to get rid of this. This just came in a set. You could write on what you were going to do for the day and then wipe it back off. I don't think I ever used this even when I was a student, so I'm going to finally get rid of it. I feel like I've got a better calculator, so I'm just going to see if I can give this maybe to a charity shop or something. It does still work, so I will pass it on. Drawing pins, I don't feel like I need these anymore because I've got a set up here that has drawing pins in it, and I'm keeping that because it's got paper clips and other little clips and things in it as well. So I don't think I need these ones as well. I'm not sure what to do with them. I'll maybe see if I can find somebody that wants some. It's not something that we use at work. We just use blue tack, so I'll see if I can find somebody to give them to. Some little cartridges for fountain pens. I've only hung on to one fountain pen, and it doesn't use these small ones, it uses the long ones, so I'm not really sure what to do with them. I don't know anybody that uses fountain pens, so they might just get chucked out. They were, as you can see, 99 pence. and then I've got an address book, and I don't feel like I need to keep that because I have this, which stores all my addresses at the moment. I'll see if I can open this up to show you. So it just has space for you to write people's name and address and phone numbers, and that's just really handy. So I'm keeping that one and just going to get rid of this one. I have written in it, so I'll just need to chuck it out, unfortunately. Just need to take out the pages that have information on them and shred those. And then I've got these little things for putting on the edge of pages, and I have more of them over here. These kind of waxy ones and then little paper ones. So I thought I really need to get rid of some, and I think I acquired these off of Stephen, so getting rid of those. And now for what I'm keeping, these are the cartridges that I can use for the one fountain pen that I kept. This is for using with my tablet when I'm drawing. Just some sticky labels, which I thought might be useful for when we are packing. To be honest, I'm not really sure why this is in here. I don't think I'd even sorted through this. But I guess I might just put this in with my craft stuff just now, because it is always useful to have glue for crafts, but I don't know that it's maybe going to make it to Australia, so I might just do that with this just now. This should actually have been in my last video because this is my external hard drive for my computer, so it's actually electricals, but it wasn't going to go anyway, so that is just there. Large paper clips. I have two staplers, one is larger than the other, and really I'm just keeping both of them because I don't know what I would do with a stapler or staples. It's not something that I can take to work. I mean, I could take a large one to work, but really the large one is the one that I want to keep, so I don't know how useful a small one would be to work. Maybe I could ask them. Just some post-it notes, rubber bands, string, magnets. Nothing particularly exciting there. So I guess I will just sort this stuff away and move on to the next thing. I think next I'm going to move on to writing supplies and greeting cards. So I've just looked out these few packs that were in this drawer here, and in here I should have a few more cards and just like paper and envelopes and things for writing. So I'll look at them and then show you what I've got. To be honest, there was less in there than I thought there was going to be. There's a big pack of Christmas cards, which I think may have been Stephen's. These cards, which were definitely Stephen's. And then I've got just these two packs here, which I think have both been opened and partly used. A couple of just random birthday cards, just because sometimes you realise at the last minute that you haven't got a birthday card for somebody and you haven't got time to go out and get one, so it's nice to just have some backups. And then I just have this box which I got quite a few years ago, and I just store like random writing supplies in it, so there's just some little cards there, and then just little cards and envelopes, and some writing paper envelopes. I think actually I'm just going to hang on to all this stuff. The Christmas cards, some of them will be used up this Christmas, and then I guess anything that's left over we'll either just get rid of or we will pass on to somebody else. And probably this box I will just take with me, because maybe it would be nice to send a bit of snail mail back home to people in the UK, so no purging happening there. Now, another area that Marie Kondo says that we should cover for this portion is sewing kits. So I have this bag which holds most of my sewing stuff, and I made this a few years ago. It's to be honest, it's falling apart a wee bit. I just made it by hand, so you can see the stitching's kind of coming apart a bit at the side, but this holds most of my stuff. As you can see, it's not very well organised. And then I got this maybe 3 years ago, something like that, and this is mostly just things like buttons. Now, Marie Kondo says that we should get rid of buttons because nobody ever actually sews them back on. I would argue with that, because I do sew buttons back on, but I usually have the button. But I do hold on to all the buttons because I think, well, if I've lost a button, then at least I could go through here and try and find its replacement. But I think there's a lot of things in here where I've actually got rid of the clothing and I now just still have the spare buttons for it. So it might actually take me too long to go through this today. I will see if I can find which ones I've definitely got rid of the clothing for and get rid of those buttons, and see if I can sort this out a bit better. But I'll just take everything out and show you what I have anyway. So I've emptied out the bag and the box, and this is everything that I've got. As you can see, the biggest problem is up here with all the various buttons that I've got, and I do tend to keep them in their packets just so that they are together, and every now and then there'll be one that will tell me where it came from, so that will help to remind me what it belongs to. So I'll try and sort through these. If there's something that I know that I don't own that item anymore, then I will get rid of the button, but if I'm not sure, then I'll just hang on to them for just now. It really annoys me. I can see this clip here, and I know that I bought this for something in particular, and I can't remember what I bought it for. So yeah, I'm just going to try and sort through these just now. So as you can see, I didn't have a huge amount of luck with cutting down the buttons. I did manage to get rid of a few, and there were two where I managed to pair up the buttons with items of clothing that I had looked out to get rid of, and they haven't left the house yet. So I just put the buttons in those items' pockets so that when they do go, then the spare buttons can go with them. So these are all buttons where I know that I don't have the things anymore, or there were some like this pack of buttons and this individual button where I saw that these two are an exact match, and this pack of buttons there was an exact match for both the buttons, so I just hung on to one pack and decided to get rid of the rest of them, because chances are if I do need buttons I will only need one pack of them. So getting rid of those, and these are just some hair clips which I bought for some hair extensions that I had, and I don't have those anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of the clips. And other than that, I am hanging on to the rest of the stuff. My threads, they're pretty much all different colours other than the blacks, but some of the blacks are slightly thicker than the other ones, and this one, there's not a huge amount left on it, but there is enough that I could use it a couple of times, so I thought I'll just hang on to it until it's been used and then I will get rid of that. But I don't want to waste it just by throwing it out. I've got some scissors. I do actually have 3 tape measures. I have 2 other ones around the house, but I'm holding on to them just now because I do use the tape measures in the various places that they are kept. And so, although we are supposed to try and cut back to just having like one of something, I think if you're using multiples and you're using them in the places that you have them, then it's really an idea to hang on to those things rather than have to keep going to one place to keep digging it out all the time. So I'm just going to hang on to the 3 that I have just now. And then I've just got some needles, and as you can see, lots of spare buttons. I still need to try and figure out if maybe some more of these could go. I know some of these definitely do still have their match in terms of clothing, but some of them I just wasn't sure about, so I wanted to keep them just until I could check and make sure that I don't have any clothing that matches with the buttons. Yeah, so that's it. And I will tidy all this away just now. My present wrapping supplies tend to be stored in the back of this cupboard that's in our 3rd bedroom. So you can see back there, there's just rolls of wrapping paper, and then I have this bag here which has got like tags and ribbons and stuff in it. So I will take this out, and then in the cupboard in my hallway I've got more just kind of sheets of wrapping paper and gift bags and things like that. So I will take all of those out and try and sort through them. I really didn't think that I had quite so much in the way of gift wrapping stuff, but there you go. So these 2 bags are full of gift bags and sheets of wrapping paper, and then like I said, I've got all these rolls of wrapping paper. I'm not really anticipating getting rid of these. I'll probably just be trying to use them up as much as possible this year without having to buy any more in the way of wrapping paper. And then there's just all like different kinds of bows and ribbons, and then down here just lots of gift tags. So I'll have a look through and see if there's anything that I can get rid of from this. So I didn't get rid of anything in the way of the tags, the ribbons, bows, or the rolls of wrapping paper. But what I did do was I managed to condense all the gift bags down into this one bag, and I now have this bag empty, and you can see down here on the floor I've just got a selection of various gift bags and wrapping paper, which just seemed like it was getting a bit past its best. Some of them were just a bit crumpled looking, some of them, like with the sheets of wrapping paper, they were maybe mostly used up, and so I decided it really wasn't worth keeping that when I had other sheets of wrapping paper which still had most of the sheet there and still had tags as well. So I decided I would get rid of those and keep everything else just now, and hopefully when it gets to Christmas time I'll be able to use a lot of this stuff up And whatever I don't use, then I will just pass any Christmas related stuff on to my mum probably. So there you go. So I think I'm going to call it a day with my decluttering for just now. I feel like this is one of those areas where, because I'm moving, I can't really do everything that I want to do with it at the moment. There's certain things that I just need to try and use up as much as I can at the moment, and then whatever I don't use up, I'll be trying to pass on to other people. And there'll be a certain amount of stuff that will be going with me, but really it'll be a small percentage compared to what I have at the moment. I decided not to go ahead and go through my notebooks again at this time, just because I went through them when I was sorting through my papers a few months ago, and I know that I've already cut them back and I am in the process of using a lot of them up, so I would rather wait until a bit closer to the time, see what I've got left, and then decide at that point what I want to do with the ones that I have at that time. So in terms of what I managed to do today, I know that I've not got rid of a huge amount. I am pleased with what I managed to get rid of in terms of things like pens and pencils. I think a lot of people, myself included, we just hang on to these things because we think, well, it still works, so I'll just keep it and then I'll obviously use it. And then we don't use them and we hang on to these for years and years and years, and they just accumulate as we buy new ones which we prefer. And so I've just cut it back to the ones that I know I reach for all the time and that I use, and all the other ones I'm just going to get rid of. I will see if work can maybe make use of them, because people will use them for craft projects and that kind of stuff, and if they don't want them, then they'll probably just end up being chucked out or something. In terms of other stuff, obviously there was wrapping paper and bags that I managed to get rid of, and not only did I manage to get rid of these kind of things, but I managed to get rid of a pencil case and that tote bag that was holding the gift bags, which again, that allows me to free up some more space. So the tote bag will probably just go to a charity shop. The pencil case, it wasn't really in great condition, so I'm just gonna chuck that out. I've got a few things that I can give away to a charity or try and recycle, and then things like buttons. I know people at work who do like sewing and knitting, that kind of thing, so they might want to take some of the buttons and then they can maybe use them in the things that they make. So that's it for today. Like I said, it's not been the best category in terms of getting rid of stuff, but I didn't think it would be. And in terms of the next category that's coming up, I don't think that's going to be a great category for getting rid of stuff either. That is, I believe, household supplies, and that's really just things like your cleaning supplies. Now again, I feel like this is just a category where I need to try and use things up rather than throwing things out, because I think that everything that I own is something that I do use. It's just that I maybe have slightly too much. So I don't know, I'm a bit on the fence about whether it's worth filming it or not, because I know that I will just go through it and I will show you everything that I've got, and I'll end up saying, well, I'm just going to keep it and I'm going to use everything. So let me know what you think about that. Is it worth filming a category when you know that you're probably going to end up keeping everything from it anyway? Let me know what you thought about this video as well. If you're doing the method yourself, then I'd like to hear how you're getting on with that. If you like the video, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos, then please do subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!